Welcome back to another episode of the Bravo Zulu podcast. I got the mustache man. The mustache man. The mustache man. That could be like a child's, what do you call that, nursery rhyme thing, right? The mustache man. The mustache man.
I feel like that'd be a weird book, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see your mustache in a book. Make sure, get that. You know where that goes. Speaking to the mic.
Got it.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Better?
Yeah. So everybody, that's my boy Gary. He was on a recent episode, right? And then Gary made me feel very uncomfortable when he came over last night, and he was like, "Hey, man," right? Because Gary, as in the previous episode, he was just on here with Charlie, right? Big congrats! You just wrapped up your first year being a chief.
Yeah,
it's a huge deal, right?
Super huge.
Nobody can give you first year shit anymore, right? It's all tongue in cheek there, people, right? It's not that serious to some. Right, but so then you came over and you're like, "Hey, man." So when you went through season, I said, "Yo, if you make it, me and Charlie, we're gonna go up and see you."
Well, you, Charlie, and Tag.
And Tag, our other homie, right, who's like been MIA for a couple of years now, but he's doing things. He got situations going on, but during that time it was like COVID. I couldn't get away. I was working, family, whatever else. Charlie
he came up.
He came up. He's a solo flyer everywhere. So he came up. He gave you a charge. I owe you a charge. So last night you make it super awkward. I thought you were just coming over to hang out, and then you got here and you whipped it out.
Yep.
Yeah. That whip out was his charge book, people, not his mustache, we'll say. Super weird, man. So we got Chad in the chat. What's up, Chad in the chat? And so, it's so I have to give him a charge. And usually, so I mean, I haven't given that many charges, right? And you're like, "Hey, don't make this awkward." But to me, it's not that it's awkward. It's just it's I take it serious, giving a charge, but I also don't like writing in the charge book because, I have early onset carpal tunnel, right? Because my keyboard wrists are very sensitive. Okay, and oh, hey, Chad. Well, he's not talking very much, Chad. He'll get into the turn the mic down just a little bit. Make sure it's just right. Yeah.
Is that better?
I think that's better. If we need, I'll turn him up. Thanks, Chad. Chad in the chat. And so I was saying, so I take it serious. I hate writing. When you're going through a season, everyone's like, "Don't treat it like a yearbook," right? It's not there to be like, "Oh, congratulations," and it's not a congratulatory thing, right? A charge is not a congratulatory thing. But guarantee you, as I read through your charge book last night, everyone fucking started with congratulations. And maybe people were looking at me like, "Well, yeah, you should." What the fuck? But we clearly say that it's not supposed to be that, right?
Right.
So then as I was talking to you last night, I was like, well, what I like to do is if a select somehow figures out during the fucking process that for me to give them a charge, they just need to come up and just be real with me and kick it and, maybe use my first name, maybe not, I don't know, but just approach me like a fucking person, right? Which is always most important to me is just coming to me a person. Of course, me and you, we've known each other a long time now, 6 years, right? What was I saying? Then, and they do it more than once, right? I'm a person that's like, you can't just be like, "Hey, Chief, I'd like a charge from you," and do the blah 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 blah. I learned, I practiced in the mirror, and I got really good with my recitals, right? I'm not like that. I just want you to come up and be like, "Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Hey, by the way, you got some time?" And then I'll make some time. Right. And that time won't be to sit down and write because I fucking hate writing. It's just as I read through it and I'm just like, oh my God, oh, what'd this person say? Oh, same thing. Oh, what'd this person say? Oh, same thing. And just read through your shit, and I'm sure you have. Mm-hmm. How much of it is the same?
I would say most of it is the same. You get your generic charges, and then you get your people who you really know that are like, okay, cool. And then it's more personal.
Yeah.
But I would say 80% of my charge book is the same thing. Unless it came from somebody that I really know.
Yeah.
Then it was different.
And what's the first thing that most people say besides congratulations?
welcome to the mess.
Oh yeah, I guess. I mean that's part of congratulations.
Yeah, but it was always the same thing. Like, number one, family first.
Yeah.
You know.
Right. So that's what I saw.
Yeah.
That's what I saw. It was, like, really?
It's a given.
Right. And by no means have I been great at it. Right.
Well, I don't think any of us are. Really.
Right. And we've heard that plenty of times here, right? On this podcast, right? About that work-life balance and balancing family with other things and this and that and whatever. But that's not a charge. So why the fuck do I need to tell you family first? Why does anyone? Right? At this point, like, either you're family first and you've still made it, or you're not family first and you've made it. But if you've never put your family first, or even consider your family during your fucking 18 years of career Navy shit, we think you're going to start considering them now? Or do we think, like, I'm going to tell you that, and then it's just going to turn into, you're like, oh my God, I need to put my family first. So now you're the chief that always has something with family.
Yeah.
Like in a winky wink kind of thing.
I gotta go do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so, like, I don't need to say family first. I know for you, right? I definitely don't. And the cool thing about, like, when you went through season, you called me regularly.
All the time.
Which I did not expect. Or, like, you remember when you called me?
The first time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was fucking so hyped for you, bro.
You were super stoked.
Like, yeah. Go ahead. Like, talk about that a little
So,
bit. Like, tell, like, what was going through? Yeah.
So it was like every year that, well, I mean, it was only 2 times, right, that I didn't make it. But you would call me and be like, hey, what's your name on the list? And I'd be like, no, not this year. And you're like, ah, dang, that sucks. So when I finally did get the call, I was sitting at home with my wife and kids, and the phone call came up and caller ID said the skipper's name. I was like, babe, this is it. And she's like, what do you mean? So she pulls out her phone. She's like recording me getting the call. And then he's like, hey, chief, select. And I was like, hey, what's up, sir? So it was like super weird. Like, I didn't really know what to do, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know it's a phone call.
Yeah.
But then you're like, when he says it, it just hit different.
Mm-hmm.
So then I get off the phone with him, my CMC, Dre, he was like, hey, you need to come back to work. And I was like, all right, cool. He's like, be in my office in 10 minutes. I live like 25 minutes away. So I was like, all right, I'll get there as soon as I can. So I was like, dang, babe, I got to go change. I got to go to work. She's like, all right, I'll see you when I see you. Because I always told her, like, hey, if I ever pick up, I'm going to be underway for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, regardless of where I'm at, right? So then I get upstairs and I'm like, dang, man, my first phone call. I got to call my boy Josh. So I called you and I was like, hey, bro. And you're like, yo, did you get the call? And I was like, yeah, I got it. And you were super stoked. But
yeah.
It was dope, man. But
I forget what time of day that was.
it was in the morning. Like,
Was it
9:30?
morning?
Yeah. You were still at home, like normal?
I feel like Nikki was with me. I know she was with me during final night when you called me. Afterwards, when you were done and everything, and you FaceTime,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
I know we're upstairs chilling, doing our fucking movie night and
Yeah.
drinking and shit. I forget first time. But, you know, so, you know, going back to this, you know, charge thing, and, like, I don't ever expect anyone to call me. I was just calling you to find out because you're my boy, and I want to be happy for you, right?
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with, like, chief shit, really.
Never.
It
wasn't.
has to do with,
Yeah.
like, and being that you were calling me, I knew that this was it now, because everyone knows how it goes. If you didn't make it, you ain't saying shit.
Yeah.
like you just staying at home.
It wasn't my year.
You
yeah.
logging off of Facebook. You don't want to see no one else happy. Like, you're just, all right, let me just,
Cool.
you know, let me just grump about it today and then get back to work tomorrow, right? And, you know, it was just, it was so cool to hear you be like, yeah, you know, as soon as I seen it, I was like, yo, this motherfucker made it. Like, I already know. Like, why else would he be calling me?
Yeah.
Right? More than like, there ain't no other reason, right? So, you know, going from that, and then, you know, I really wanted to get up there and go see you with Charlie and Tag and everything. You know, things don't always happen the way we want. But then I owe you this charge. But going back to that, right, like how I expect, you know, people to come to me as people and just be like, hey, can you got some time just to kick it? And so we can have a conversation, right, about, you know, my charge to you, which I think that's awkward, right? You were saying, hey, don't make this awkward. But who the fuck am I to give you a charge? You know what I mean? Like, I ain't shit.
We know. It's different, man. Like, I feel like there's certain people like throughout my career.
Stay in front of the mic. Stay in front of the mic. Yeah.
Throughout
No, not closer. Just in front.
Throughout my career that I've like looked up to or like emulated myself after, right? In some aspect of my naval career, right? So it's like some people like, hey, I need a charge from these people.
Yeah.
Right. So even though like a year later, there's still people that I wanted them from, and they're like, nah, I'm not going to email you one.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to you in person. So then my first chance,
I'll
whip it out.
It's been working. I guess that's what you do with Annie, right? That's still here. So, I still think it's weird though, right? Because, me being the most non-humble guy ever, right? I don't ever expect people to emulate me or look at me as anything, right? Especially like when we're friends, right?
Yeah.
Like if you look at like a junior sailor or something, then you're trying to set an example, right? But when you're peers, I'm not trying to set an example for you, right? Never was. We just needed to get some fucking work done.
Yeah, that was it, really.
You know what I mean? So, again, like, I'm making it awkward because I'm humbled by it, like, truly. Because, like, what the fuck? Again, like, who am I to charge you with something, right? So, I got to come up with something, though, right? So, let me see my list here. Most people always have the same thing to say. Yes, we check that off pretty much, right? I don't need to tell you to put family first. I'm saying it, but I don't need to tell you that. Duh. Congratulations. We've been through that. All the other stuff that comes with that, right? It's all generic. It's all, one of my boys told me, it's all regurgitated shit that a chief bird fed them, right? Mama bird chewed it up and spit it down their throat, and then they just keep doing it over and over. And I don't think it's genuine, right? So, I guess the first part of my charge is get the fuck to work. Get some work done. Right?
Yeah.
We love when we're wearing all our swag, right? When you get in the mess and everyone's got all these fucking T-shirts up in their closet that they love to fucking put on and flex around town or, jumping out of their fucking trucks and putting, whatever, right? Motherfuckers got license plates with fucking whatever, okay? My favorite one that I don't have or hardly ever wear, if ever, is like results, not excuses. And when we was first classes together, right?
That was the same.
That was it. That was like the whole supply department motto, right? We had some good chiefs there, and that's all we cared about.
Yep.
Right? Was the results, not excuses. And it's my favorite saying, right? That people put on shirts. It's not always the one most adhered to.
No,
right?
For sure.
Go ahead.
Nah, but I think like the results, not excuses, is not something that everybody lives by.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I would have had these results, but this happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nah. So why didn't you work around it to get the result and not have the excuse?
Yeah. Or as just say you didn't fucking do it.
That's it.
Whatever it is. No, I'm not done. No, it's in process. It's like,
or I haven't even started it.
Haven't even looked at it.
Yeah.
You know what? It's the bottom of my priority list, right? But all the excuses and bullshit, right? It's just, so you have to get work done. Otherwise, you ain't worth shit as a chief, right? And you know that. And I'm not telling, and you coming up off your year and even beforehand, you already know this.
Yeah.
So, I'm just is regurgitating shit, but I'm not going to write in your book, congratulations. I'm writing in your book, get the work done. I'll omit the fuck in it, okay, in case a kid reads it.
Put it in there.
No, but you got little kids that can read.
Put it in there.
So, get the work done, right? Your sailors are going to be looking at you, and if you can't get the work done, what the fuck are they going to get the work done for? If you're not setting that attitude, just like it was set for us, what success are they going to have?
They're not.
And then what success will you have in turn? None. Right? And we all know how that ebbs and flows, right? How the natural order of evals and all that is written, right? They have to have success so you can. And you want some, no matter what. Even if it's just the success of a supply department that's not negative, right? That's a positive attitude that the captain, XO, CMC is always looking at like, all right, yeah. That's a department that we don't have to worry about. right? They're not getting in trouble. Leadership's got them. They're winning this. They're winning that. Whatever. Okay, like they're not on fucking stupid little hit lists, dental, medical, right? Like all those little things. It all stems from just getting the work done, right? That a lot of people don't want to, that we forget, or that we think we don't need to reiterate or put out, right? Oh, you're a chief now, right? You know this. It's on our T-shirt. Like, yeah. No. You want to charge? Go get the fucking work done. That's the charge, right? There's something right now. And, yeah, you got to balance that, right? And then but that's for each individual to figure out how you're balancing that, right? And all of that, right? Yeah, you got anything about that? You getting the work done?
I always get the work done.
Yeah. Fucking DLCPO on board a destroyer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got
no choice but to get the work done.
Right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But I feel like, too, when we were first classes on the Rushmore, it was the same way. We didn't have a choice but to get the work done.
You don't.
I mean, like, we weren't going to settle for excuses. And I think that's why supply department ran shit on that boat.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's true. It's true. I don't care if you listen and you want to hate on us.
Don't care.
It's true. All right. Then the next time, and this is something while you called me during the season, I know you were doing this, right? You were having fun.
For sure.
Right? You're a natural fun guy. I'm a natural fun guy. That's why we vibe, right? But, there's a lot of times, and I'm sure you saw this, and we talked about this, I think, during while you're going through and you're calling me and shit, right? Like, during that season, and then even as Chiefs, like, you can get distracted by having fun.
For sure.
You could have all the fun. Your focus could be all the fun. You could be the funny, cool guy that just wants to have a blast all the time. And, and then I'm looking at you like, hey,
where's this? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So that stuff, like, you have funny, cool guys where you're at now?
Yeah. They don't do shit.
That's it? You want to expand on that at all?
You can be. I feel like
you're on mic. Yeah. Like, the camera's on you. Go.
No, I feel like there's a fine line between being the cool, funny guy and still getting work done.
Yeah.
But you have those people who are more interested in just being homies with everybody and want to be cool and liked by everybody, but then they're not taking care of their people on the back end.
Yeah.
Because they're too busy trying to be cool or be funny, and then things are due for your sailors to be taken care of, and you're like, oh shit, and now you got to work overtime, which is authorized. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, and then you're trying to scramble to get something done, and you're not putting the best product out. So,
yeah,
it happens.
Yeah, yeah, and I know I come across as like one of those fun, cool guys. Well, that's just because I'm fun and cool, right? And like my boy Nick says, it's cool to be cool. Right? Like,
yeah.
But that don't mean that there's always time and places for everything, right? And that's why the second part of it, I said, like, when it's time to be serious.
Right. And
get the fucking work done.
Yeah.
The more that the work is done, the more fun you can go have. But I don't, we don't do a good job balancing that sometimes, right? Across the board. Individuals definitely don't. And you can, like you said, you could tell who they are. And that's a reflection as soon as you started going through the season, right? It's like you could tell, like, the people you're with or people around you, however many there was, right?
Yeah, it was 3.
You could tell who on the genuine side that was putting you through was there for the shenanigans and the fun and games,
yeah,
but provided you nothing in the way of actual, like, development, right? And it's just like, so you can see all that, all of it. It happens. What you do about it, I don't know. Right. But as part of the charge that, like, know the differences, know when to implement them. Like, and that's the other thing, right? Like, today I was out there, we were doing training. I was having fun. Like, if you're not going to have fun, then why are you even there?
Yeah.
And you got to have fun in everything, right? A lot of times, and that's the other thing, like, you can't just have fun when it's April 1st and you get to fucking eat the cake at 9 a.m. and then go fucking have a function at 10 and you're gone for the day, at the bar, function, whatever, right? Yeah. We know how it goes down, okay? That's not the only time to have fun. What about fun with your division, What, fun with department head, the fun, you know what I mean? Fun at all those other levels. Fun when it's fucking training time, like real, like, damage control training time. Are you having fun then, or are you just a pissy old fucking chief, with a shitty mustache?
Nah, but I think, and that's what I used to tell the sailors on the Rushmore, man. Like, there would be times where we would be there super late and everybody is pissed off and I'm just cracking jokes.
Yeah.
Getting the work done.
Yeah.
And then everybody's getting more upset and I'm laughing harder. And I'm like, yo,
yeah.
Why are you, like, what is the point of being here in this shitty situation
Mm-hmm.
and being pissed off and you're still here?
Yeah.
So I'm going to have fun and still be here and get the job done, but I'm going to enjoy it a lot more because you guys are mad.
Mm-hmm.
So why be mad? Like, have fun, joke. Like, you're allowed to, right? And then it doesn't make the shitty situation as shitty.
You're absolutely right, bro. Right? You got to have fun all the time. When it's appropriate. Be serious when you need to be serious, but you got to have fun. And make it fun for your people. And it's one of those, like, right, unarming yourself so your people and your division, I mean, you got a whole fucking department, right? I mean, well, I think you gave it up.
Yeah, I did.
Right,
have
whatever. But, your department, got a whole, and they're looking at you. And if CSC can't have no fun, then why would anyone else be trying to have fun? If they can't crack a joke and make you laugh, then they're going to be like, oh, yeah. No. They're going to look at you and they're going to be like, oh, here comes CSC.
Yeah, and then I feel like when you can't have fun and you're always serious, like, nobody knows the difference when you're serious and when you're playing around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we've worked with people who were like that. They were just angry all the time and then wanted to have fun. And then when people have fun back, they would get mad.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that. If you're going to have fun with your sailors, they should be able to have fun back.
Yeah.
As long as there's no lines crossed, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And
you got to be able to have fun. And then I feel like when you have fun with your sailors, right, it helps them open up, right? And then you get to know them on a personal level and not so much just business. Like, I don't care what you got going on in your personal life. You're here to do a job, right? And I don't care about that personal shit. So when you have fun with your sailors and you really sit down and get to know them, and then they open up and you learn about their personal life and you understand what gets them to work harder and what gets them to not work, right? Because each sailor is different. So then when you sit down and you're having fun with this sailor, and then they open up and you're like, okay, now I know what's going to get this guy to tick, right?
Yep.
Now I know the buttons to push to get this guy to work harder. Or now I know the buttons to push that's going to piss this guy off, and then he's just going to shut down and not give me anything.
Mm-hmm. Which are just important sometimes.
Right. 100%.
Yeah. But, that's you're absolutely right. When you're keeping that balance, make sure, because I know that this is my issue. Like, personally, like, my actual issue is you could joke around too much and then no one knows when you're serious.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I struggle with it.
Yeah. So, with that, just be aware of that. But no matter what, just continue to have fun in all situations. Be serious in the right situations, right? And like you said, I think everything will go good. Better.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. That's all I wrote down. Again, my charges aren't very long. Chad, if you're in the chat, what you got, man? Chad said, I think it's an awesome show of respect and the fact that he wanted to do it in person, about you getting a charge. Yeah, that's for sure. There's other people that I know that they don't do it in person. They it's one thing if you're not in the area, right? Like, you weren't, and maybe you weren't able to get to the area. But I mean, like, a year later and everything, like, you're here, right? And yeah, you came over and you brought your charge book. Very nice vessel, by the way.
Thank you.
Your charge book's pretty ugly, honestly.
That's fine. They all are.
Not mine. Okay, mine is beautiful. Okay, I'd let you look at it, but you're still barely a second year. But Chad said, Josh, that is a problem I always dealt with. Yeah, Chad. So, I mean, this is good and other things, but, like, to go, like, to the charge thing, like, getting the work done, having fun, being serious when it's the right time. Everything else, I think, should just come natural, right? That's why I think you were selected. because you've already displayed, right? If we saying that the board is selecting people because of what you've already displayed in your career, then we shouldn't have to talk about that because you're doing it. Clowning to the point that people. Oh yeah. So, what was I saying? He fucking
about why we got selected.
Yeah, so why you got selected? That's already been proven, right? You've already demonstrated. So I don't feel I need to give you a charge that is directed to any of that, right? Your charge should be from this moment forward,
right?
You know, let's go with like things like never forget where you came from. Well, how the fuck could you?
Some people do though.
But what do we really think they did? I don't.
Now, I feel like it's almost, like when regular people become famous and now they're all of a sudden these famous people. It's the same thing. Like when a first class becomes a chief and then they're like, oh, I'm a chief, and they feel famous and they got all this power. And then it's like.
So those people were always like that. They're always bitches to begin with. They're always power hungry.
Yeah, true.
The title, the quote unquote perceived power that the anchor gives you, right? The honor or the nobility, right? Humble. If you didn't have any of that before,
you're not going to have it now.
You're not going to have it now, and all it does. Like you said with money, right? Money exposes more of who you are. Same thing as wearing the anchor. The anchor just exposes more of who you have always been. They didn't change. They've been exposed for them true selves.
Yeah.
Me knowing you, I'm sure I could go to your ship and I would still see CS2.
That's
right?
Crazy to think about. Yeah.
Right? That I was first introduced in the CS1 that we rocked with, it's still you, because it's more of you, right? Me, it's more of me. I can crack bigger, louder, more obnoxious jokes. I could be all of those things, not just joking, but I can be all of those things to another level because I'm wearing the anchor. Doesn't mean I get away with it or anything. It's just I could be more of it. The power and everything, it's just more of whatever they were. Power. I use sentence enhancers.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Money, whatever it is. It's just more. So, and like I said, so they didn't change. I think that people confuse that, right? Never forget where you're from. I don't think that's what they're speaking to is, staying true to yourself, right? Never forget where you're from, staying true to yourself, without realizing what the actual person is. If that person is not a good person, they're not going to be all of a sudden a good chief.
No,
right? As a person, right? They're not going to be a good person chief.
Right.
As a chief, they might do good. They might write awesome evals, might write awesome packages, all that. They might do all the administrative job performance things great. But as a person, they're still swindling, right? They're still looking ways to get you in the back. They're still looking ways to, climb over you and push you down. Not just perform good and get a good eval or whatever, be recognized for it, but they're looking for ways to hold you down or pull you down to lift themselves up, right? So, again, and that's why when I read through your book or anyone's book and I see these same things, I just get lost in it because, what are we talking about? Regurgitated fucking bullshit. Over and over and over. That's not a charge. In my opinion. Someone else might be like, oh, you're fucked up. You're a stupid chief. And I don't know. Maybe.
Well, I think, too, some of it is, I think depending on who it's coming from, right? Like, people that I know, and they tell me, put family first. I think it's just that reminder, hey, don't forget whatever you're going through, right? Because for me, family has always come first.
Yeah.
Throughout my whole career, right? Because at the end of the Navy is not going to be here for me. Right? Mm-hmm. And if I don't put my family first, then my family's not going to be here for me either. At the end of the day, I want something to go home to.
Yeah.
So
you could always have a third wife to go home to.
Dang. Sister wives, bro. We're about to be out here.
No, I'm not talking about 3 at the same time. I'm talking about your third marriage, you know?
Oh, yeah. You
Like
can.
some motherfuckers out here, yeah.
No, for sure. Yeah. I was thinking the other way. Babe, if you're watching. Yeah. But, yeah, I think it's one of those things like, hey, don't ever forget, you know, like when it's from people that you know, like don't ever forget that you need to put family first. And you need your sailors to put their families first, right? Because if you can't do it for yourself, then you can't expect your sailors to do it. And if your sailors aren't taking care of their personal life, then they're not going to take care of professional life, right? I got all these issues going on at home. Okay, let's take care of them so that way you can give me 100%.
So I think, again, this is why I want to do it like this, right? Because I look at charges as conversations because I could learn something to actually charge you with in having the conversation and stuff, right? And I've known you, but as we have the discussion, right, it's like maybe the better charge isn't to say, you know, always family first. Maybe the better charge is put your sailor's family first.
Right.
Right? In your thought process of what is best and how do I lead my sailors. Right? Because like you said, like if and that doesn't mean you have to fold over every time, right?
No, for sure.
It's just when they come to you with those problems, like think about like how is this affecting their family? What are them and their family going through? And if you're thinking like that, then you're gonna give answers and understand it better with, I don't know, empathy, I think is the word. Yeah. And you're probably gonna be a better chief for it. And then by natural ways, you're gonna be always doing the same thing for yourself, right? So again, it's not that you shouldn't put family first. I just think it's a bad thing to write in a book that isn't a charge that like has to do with you. You know what I'm saying? Like the charges. I look again. I just look at it. The charge isn't for you. These charges aren't for you, Gary. These charges are for your sailors and the people you're going to be leading. Ain't got shit to do with you. Congratulations. Put your family first.
Thanks.
Like, no. Hey, get the fucking work done and go lead your sailors. Don't be a punk ass bitch ass chief. Right? And that's why I'm like that's why I said I'm serious about it. I take it seriously because I don't think it's done right. And if you read through those, I think it goes against 100% of what we say when we say, "Oh, what's the charge book? What's the charge book about?" And then we go do the same exact wrong thing. Right. So, Chad has a question. I'll kick this to both of us. Right. Chad asked, "Did you give any charges this year?" So I'll ask you first. Did you give any charges this year?
I did.
How many?
Probably 9.
Damn.
So I had 5. We had 5 selects on the boat, and then at Pride Day, it was more than that, bro. It probably was like, I would say close to 15.
What did you charge him with?
No.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congrats. Welcome to the mess. Nah, it was like the same thing, right? Your family and your sailors' families should always come first. It wasn't just your family, because it's not all about my family.
Yeah.
Right. If I'm always taking care of my family, then I don't care about my sailors' families. Right. And then what was the other? Don't let the anchor change you. Right. The Navy didn't choose you as a chief because of what they wanted you to do. They chose you because what you've already done. Right. So don't let the anchor change you and make you want to do things in a different way just because you're a chief now and you feel like you don't have to do certain things. Right. And then, dang, I don't remember the last one.
Tough, right?
Yeah, but each one is different, though. You know, like if we sit down and have a conversation, it's easier for me to give you a non-regurgitated charge, right?
Yeah.
But if we're at Pride Day and you're like, "Hey, Genuine, can I get a charge?" And then you just like hand me your book, I'm like, "Sure," and then you just hand me your vessel and your charge book, and then you just like kind of stand off in the corner. You're gonna get regurgitated bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's gonna happen, and I think that's why the conversation is a better charge than you just writing in my charge book.
Yeah.
Because you get way more out of the conversation than you do me just you giving me a printed piece of paper and being like, "Hey, generic bullshit." You just put my name at the top of it instead of the last person's name.
Yeah.
You know? Because that happens. It still happens. So.
No, we were talking about this yesterday, like I said, because you asked for a charge yesterday. I said, come back today. I'll think of something. I didn't think of anything. It was on my mind like all day. Like the pressure of you coming, I was like, oh shit, he's coming later. I don't know what to do. But, you're absolutely right. So this year I gave 2 charges, and they're to the 2 selects from our crew.
Yeah.
And they came over here and we sat right here. Not on the podcast or anything, but we sat here right next to the podcast table and we had a conversation with them. And that one, and again, I don't get, so everyone knows how it goes. Like the charges, I don't give them until like second to last week, somewhere around there towards the very end, because let's say it's an awesome fucking group and they've got it all together, and like week 3, boom, they're hitting it, right? They're like, yo, can I get charged? Like, I don't even know you yet.
Yeah.
Right? And you don't even know me yet. I don't even know what to write in your book that is specific to you. Because, again, it's a charge for you. I'm not coming up with generic bullshit that I'm copy and pasting. Some of it is the same. Like, I tell all of them, I'll just get to work. Or, as one of the favorite sayings, from some halfway famous person, nobody cares, work harder. Right?
That's it.
No, you know how many times I want to tell junior sailors that? But then I just get blasted. Like, oh, you don't fucking care about your sailor. No, I didn't say that. I said nobody cares.
Yeah.
I didn't say I don't care. I care.
None of us do.
But nobody does.
Yeah.
Right? But work harder. Right? Because you can't rest on those yesterday's work. Right? You can't rest on like today. Today was a great day, bad day, whatever. Tomorrow's a new day, and nobody cares about the work you did yesterday. You have to get the work done today, and you have to work hard for that, right? So, that kind of basic one of get the work done, work harder, results not excuses, I always have that in there, right? But then everything else, and again, I just like I made up my little list right here. I do like bullets because I'm a horrible writer, and I'm not writing congratulations. I'm writing like, number 1, get the fucking work done. So if you were to open up your charge book and you look at it, like, what did Chief Moore tell me? Because I want to like look at it and have this inspiration to be a great chief.
I mean, if they're still calling you Chief Moore,
they do.
It's weird.
Everybody does.
Nobody does.
You do.
I don't.
You just did it off camera. Don't lie.
Yo, you're so lame.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. So, but you know what I'm saying? Like if you're gonna look at that, I don't want you to read some. Again, like, it just goes back to like
regurgitated bullshit.
Do you really need to read mine if I'm writing what everyone else wrote? No, just open it up, pick a page, and
be like, oh yeah, this would be from Josh Moore too.
Yeah.
Or Chief Moore, because that's what you want me to call you.
Yes. No, that's what you do call me.
No.
Okay. God damn, second years, man. Got a set of fucking big old pair on you now, huh? Moved yourself into a middle rack and everything. You fucking living the life.
Stay in the middle rack.
But I just like I was going towards the end of the process because I want to know what they've been suffering at. I want to know what they've had a hard time dealing with. I want to know, where they suck. I want to know, again, like you said, I want to know the buttons of the sailor that shuts them down, right? So if I know and I've seen you shut down and I know what did it, I could write something in there that should you open it up and turn to my page number 525 million, Sigma flag, Yankee Foxtrot or something, I don't know, whatever, right? Braille letters, fuck off, okay. Right? Right? Kanji letters that you don't even know what means.
Arabic. You're trying to write it in Arabic.
Arabic is just regular numbers.
I know what
stupid.
it is. I know what it is.
Some people did it.
There's some people that were like writing
Arabic?
numbers.
You want me to write Arabic?
Yeah, so they're looking up. I'm like, yo, what is this? And they're like, oh, that's my Arabic numerals. And I'm like, you're dumb. Like, Arabic numerals are just regular numbers.
It's just number 1.
Yep, that's it.
Like
2, 3, 4.
The same ones my kids write.
Right. My kids know how to write Arabic numerals.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so I was, I want you to see something that you'd be like, oh yeah, so I'm shutting down. I'm having a rough time. I can remember that rough time I had during this moment or whatever. Let me see what, and I can speak to that exact, or, you know, a situation like that, right? Of just, hey, remember the fucking time that, you know, you got yelled at, and get past those, move forward.
You didn't like being told that you were shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't like, you know, being called a fucking liar? Then don't fucking lie.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Not ever.
It's that easy.
It's worse than excuses.
It
If
is.
you're going to do things that are going to fuck you up, make an excuse before you make a lie.
Yeah. I got it. It's right over here.
It's not.
Okay, go get it. I can't find it. CS2 cleaned off my desk.
Damn, the CS2 cleaned off. You got people cleaning your desks?
You don't?
No, I don't. They take out the trash, though.
Because you don't have a desk.
I do.
You don't.
It says Golden Suppo on it. As the ship's crest, it says Golden Suppo, because we're Gold Crew. So everything we touch is gold. Everyone's golden something. Golden 3MC. Golden this, golden that.
Golden Suppo.
Yeah. You don't like it?
It's cute.
You're a fucking hater, bro. Fucking hater. So, you know, let me see, 42 minutes now. Yeah, bro, I think that's my charge to you, man.
Cool.
I ain't got much.
Well, you
Like,
don't have much of anything.
no, I don't.
Yeah.
We all know that.
For sure.
Still put out 2 kids.
You did.
It barely.
But you did.
Chad, it's not lame. Eat a dick, Chad.
Yeah. But Golden Suppo,
Yes.
I really appreciate it. For sure.
Bro, don't be weird. You can call me Josh.
No. You just told me before this started it was either cheap
know
or
what?
Golden Suppo. I
I
didn't know
didn't
the
say Golden
Suppo till
Suppo.
now.
Yeah,
So
see,
that's
you're
what I'm
fucking,
running
you
with.
chose to lie.
I did.
Yeah, you see?
And now you hate me.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
You can't take the charge back. It's too late.
No, charge is out there. Go ahead. What do you got? You were saying something.
No, I said it already.
Oh, just thank you?
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Okay. Anything else before we cut out?
Nope.
We'll give a shout out to the wife and kids.
Yeah, to the wife and kids, Hanny, and Jay, Lily, Iris, back in Washington, holding the fort down.
He over here bullshitting Annie.
Straight up.
Fucking.
She knows. She's like, I hate that you're in school and you're getting out at like 8:30 in the morning.
When you could be there,
Yeah.
getting out at 8:30 in the morning
Yeah,
and fucking
and then-
going home.
Be with the family.
Yeah.
But I tried to bring her.
Yeah.
And the kids.
Yeah.
But
That's the way it goes sometimes.
It's way more enticing than a little 1-bed hotel room.
In the ghetto
In
of fucking Nat City. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Anyways, that would do it for our live episode today. You know, it's just it's you know, maybe if you're tuning in, Chad's here. You guys have all listened to Chad in the chat. He's been on the pack. If you listen, you've heard him before. Yeah. He's our token white boy. Maybe it could be you in the future, you know.
Chad, you're getting replaced.
But you know, it's nothing. Here's the thing with it, right? With any charge or whatever, right? It's nothing special, right? And when I say that, I mean it's like there's no secret sauce, right?
No, there's not.
Everyone knows the secret sauce is Thousand Island dressing.
It's not. That's gross.
What's the secret sauce on the Big Mac?
Thousand Island dressing is so disgusting.
It is. I'm not saying I like it. I'm saying
but you like
it's
it.
no secret.
Clearly.
Yo, wow, fat jokes, huh? It's all right. I dished some fat jokes out earlier today to those fatter than me. But it's no secret, right? That's what I'm saying. The to me, the charge to success for you to have success in this is no secret. That's why you're here. And, as a chief, but that's why you're allowed in my house, right?
Yeah.
That's why you've been allowed in my house, and I can let you walk in the door, and I'm not worried about nothing because you're a good dude. And as long as you continue to be a good dude, you're going to have all the success in the world. So with that, I appreciate you coming over, give me the opportunity. Like I said, I don't know, like, it's very humbling. Because I don't think, like, what the fuck? I know you're not, you don't look up to me. That's how I look at it, right? Like, Gary don't look up to me. That's
it
my
wasn't
boy.
like, I look.
I know.
To you.
I'm not trying to blow it up. I'm just saying, like,
Yo, don't make it.
He looks up to me, y'all.
Here we go.
He looks up to me. But you know what I mean? It's just,
No, for
it's
sure.
it's crazy to be like, oh, my friend, right?
Yeah.
My friend. Like that, we ran this shit together, that we went through the same struggles and stuff. Now, as he comes through and catches up a little bit, like, he's looking at me like, hey, bro, I got to get this from you.
Yeah.
Like, that's special. And like Chad said earlier, it's a mad respect. And it's, humbling. So I appreciate you very much for that. Other than that, let me just hit this outro. How is that? I'm not set up for it. It's okay. Any last words? Anything else?
Nah, nothing.
All right, I appreciate it, bro. All right, hey, everyone, for more information on how you can support the podcast, please visit us at anchor.fm/Bravo Zulu Podcast. The information, views, and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely of me, Joshua Moore, and the individuals involved, and do not necessarily represent the DOD, DON, or those of the respected institutions or organizations. Thanks for joining us.